Welcome back, brave adventurers, to our ultimate masterclass on the world's most chaotic mysteries. Today, we are bidding farewell to the walking stone giants of Easter Island and flying straight to the far reaches of the North Atlantic Ocean. Strap on your life jackets and double-check your phone's navigation system, because we are about to dive headfirst into the most infamous graveyard in human history. That's right, today's destination is the Bermuda Triangle, also known by an equally chilling name, the Devil's Triangle. Imagine a massive, invisible triangle drawn on the water, connecting three vertices: Miami in the US, the island of Puerto Rico, and the tiny island nation of Bermuda. Over the past 2 centuries, this deep blue patch of ocean, spanning about 1 million square kilometers, has swallowed hundreds of ships and planes in an incredibly mysterious fashion. The terrifying part is that they vanished without a trace. No debris, no oil slicks, and absolutely no survivors returned to tell the tale. This is a place so notorious that even those who are terrified of water and have never set foot in the ocean shudder at the mention of its name. But does a genuine ancient curse of the devil really exist here, or is it all just a collection of overhyped scientific phenomena? To crack this mystery, we need to dive deep to the ocean floor and reopen some of the most chilling disappearance cases in history. Everything started going wild on December 5, 1945, with the legendary disappearance of Flight 19. That day, 5 U.S. Navy Avenger torpedo bombers took off from Florida for a routine training mission. The weather was absolutely beautiful. Blue skies, white clouds, gentle winds, and all the pilots were highly experienced. And yet, just a few hours after flying into the Bermuda area, the air traffic control tower suddenly received chaotic radio transmissions from the patrol leader. His voice cracked with sheer terror. "Everything looks strange here. Even the ocean doesn't look normal anymore. We are entering whitewater. Our compasses are spinning crazily. We don't know where we are." Following that bizarre message, all 5 planes, along with 14 pilots, completely vanished from the radar screens. The U.S. Navy panicked instantly and dispatched a massive flying boat with 13 professional rescue personnel to search for them. But guess what happened next? As soon as that giant rescue plane flew into this area, it also suddenly exploded in mid-air and disappeared without leaving a single piece of wreckage. This shocking event acted like a direct detonator to humanity's fertile imagination. People began whispering that some supernatural force ruled over the waters of Bermuda. The first popular theory naturally belonged to the alien enthusiasts. They believed a massive UFO base lay deep under the Bermuda seabed, occasionally reaching up with high-tech tractor beams to abduct passing ships and planes for research. The second theory was more romantic, calling upon the lost civilization of Atlantis. It was rumored that the ancient city of Atlantis is actually submerged beneath this triangle, and their giant energy crystals occasionally self-activate, releasing powerful magnetic beams that drag down any vehicles passing by. It sounds incredibly sensational and straight out of a Hollywood movie, doesn't it? Fortunately, modern scientists haven't left us to dwell in vague fear for too long. They stepped into the game and provided highly convincing geological and physical explanations, shattering all the ridiculous conspiracy theories. The first culprit brought to light was a gas scientifically known as methane hydrate, or frozen methane gas. Under the immense pressure of the deep ocean and the freezing temperatures beneath the Bermuda seabed, massive pockets of methane gas have been trapped and frozen over millions of years. Due to tectonic activity or minor underwater earthquakes, these gas pockets occasionally rupture, releasing colossal amounts of gas to the surface. When these supersized methane bubbles rise, they abruptly reduce the density of the seawater. Imagine a giant ship floating on water due to Archimedes' principle, and suddenly the water beneath it turns into thin, aerated bubbles. The ship will completely lose buoyancy in a split second and sink straight to the deep ocean floor like a stone, without even having time to send out an SOS. To make matters worse, as this methane gas rises into the air, it dilutes the oxygen concentration in the surrounding atmosphere. Any unfortunate aircraft flying through this gas plume will lose the oxygen needed to combust its engines, causing them to stall instantly and plunge into the sea. Quite a perfect and ruthless natural trap, isn't it? But methane gas is not the only assassin in these waters. We also have to face a monster of the ocean, giant rogue waves. Bermuda is an intersection for the Gulf Stream, one of the swiftest and most powerful warm ocean currents on Earth. This current flows like a raging river within the ocean, at speeds of over 9 kilometers per hour. When fierce tropical storms sweeping in from the Caribbean collide directly with the fast-moving Gulf Stream, they generate a terrifying mechanical phenomenon: spontaneous, massive walls of water up to 30 meters tall that appear out of nowhere without any warning. A wall of water as high as a 10-story building can easily snap a massive armored cargo ship in half with a single blow, and once the ship is sunk, the raging Gulf Stream quickly sweeps away all debris and oil slicks hundreds of miles away in just tens of minutes. That is why rescue teams arrive at the scene only to find a flat, empty sea, as if nothing had ever happened. Additionally, we cannot ignore the strange magnetic anomalies in this region. Ever since the great explorer Christopher Columbus sailed through here in 1492, he recorded in his logbook that his compass needle acted erratically. Modern geologists explain that Bermuda is one of the rare places on Earth where true geographic north and magnetic north align perfectly. In these areas, a compass needle points directly to true geographic north instead of magnetic north. If a pilot or captain does not understand this difference and fails to calibrate their compass, they can easily drift hundreds of kilometers off course. They will fly or sail aimlessly until they run out of fuel and plunge hopelessly into the deep sea. On top of that, the weather in the Bermuda region is notoriously erratic. Marine waterspouts and giant tornadoes can form in just a few minutes, sucking millions of tons of water into the air and crushing any obstacles in their path. This perfect combination of extreme weather, swift ocean currents, underwater methane traps, and human error creates the perfect formula for catastrophic accidents. But here comes the biggest plot twist of the entire Bermuda Triangle saga. Would you believe that, in reality, the Devil's Triangle doesn't actually exist? Yes, according to official statistics from the United States Coast Guard and the World Wildlife Fund, Bermuda is not even on the list of the world's most dangerous waters. The world's largest marine insurance market, Lloyd's of London, also confirms that the accident rate in Bermuda is no higher than any other busy shipping lane on Earth. Every day, thousands of commercial flights and massive cargo ships pass through this area in complete safety without encountering any devils. This infamous mystery is actually a masterpiece of media hype, journalism, and human imagination. When a ship sinks in any other sea, it is called an unfortunate maritime accident. But if that same ship sinks in Bermuda, it instantly becomes a supernatural disappearance on the front page of best-selling newspapers. We humans always tend to prefer thrilling, mystical stories over dry scientific explanations. And so, the Bermuda Triangle was born out of humanity's sheer curiosity and hunger for the supernatural. Let's look back at another classic disappearance to see how beautifully the media spun the tale. Take the case of the giant USS Cyclops, a U.S. Navy collier, in March 1918. This vessel, over 150 meters long, carried 309 crew members and 10,000 tons of valuable manganese ore. It departed from Brazil bound for Baltimore, but after entering the Bermuda Triangle, it vanished without a trace. No distress call was made, and no wreckage was ever found despite the Navy scouring every corner. This remains the largest non-combat loss of life in U.S. Navy history. The media jumped on the story immediately, running chilling headlines about a giant sea monster with long tentacles dragging the ship into the abyss. However, naval historians later pointed out much more practical facts. The USS Cyclops was seriously overloaded with a cargo far exceeding its safety limit. Additionally, one of its engines was broken before departure, reducing its power by half. When hit by an unexpected storm with towering, violent waves, the heavily laden and structurally compromised ship sank rapidly before the crew could react. Human greed and complacency in the face of nature were the real devils that sank the ship, not some ancient curse. Another mysterious case often brought up is the ghost ship Carol A. Deering in 1921. This vessel was found completely intact, sails fully set, but the entire crew had vanished. On the dining table, plates of half-eaten food remained, and the galley stove was still warm, giving the impression that everyone had evaporated just a second prior. This story was instantly spun into a massive alien abduction case. However, subsequent U.S. government investigations revealed a much more grounded and gritty scenario. It is highly likely that an internal mutiny occurred due to severe conflict between the captain and the crew. After murdering the captain, the crew looted the ship, escaped on lifeboats, and subsequently drowned when their lifeboats sank in an unrelated storm. The truth is always simple and realistic, but humans often choose to believe in mystical scripts. Besides underwater phenomena, the skies over Bermuda also harbor unique meteorological occurrences. Recently, scientists using satellite radar discovered strange hexagonal clouds over the region, stretching from 30 to 80 kilometers wide. These clouds act like giant air bombs, blasting powerful microbursts of wind straight down to the ocean's surface at speeds of up to 270 kilometers per hour. When these super strong wind blasts collide with the sea, they instantly generate massive waves and severe air turbulence dangerous to aircraft. Any small plane flying through when these air bombs are active would be blown out of control like a dry leaf in the wind. This explains why many pilots reported their compasses losing direction before losing contact completely. Thus, we can see that nature in Bermuda is indeed harsh and full of dangers. But these hazards lie entirely within the explanatory limits of modern physics and meteorology. There are no aliens, no Kraken sea monsters, and no wormholes opening up here. The mystery of Bermuda is merely a coincidence of geography and heavy maritime traffic. Because this is one of the busiest shipping and aviation lanes on the planet, the mathematical probability of natural accidents is naturally higher than in desolate waters. Think of it like comparing a city intersection to a quiet, dead-end alley. An intersection crossed by tens of thousands of cars daily will inevitably have more collisions than a deserted alleyway. We can't call that intersection a devilish crossing just because more accidents happen there, can we? The fame of the Bermuda Triangle skyrocketed with the publication of Charles Berlitz's 1974 book. He compiled all the accidents and disappearances from the 19th and 20th centuries, adding supernatural details to increase the sensationalism. The book immediately sold millions of copies, turning Bermuda into a global pop culture phenomenon. Since then, countless movies, comic books, and video games have fully capitalized on this theme. But to true scientists, Bermuda is simply a giant, fascinating natural laboratory. It teaches us a lesson in human humility before the mighty power of Mother Nature. The vast ocean always holds forces far greater than our technology can fully control. Instead of blaming supernatural forces or devils, we need to invest in research to better understand the laws of the Earth. Only scientific knowledge can help us navigate and overcome nature's traps in the safest way. Successfully decoding the Bermuda mystery is proof that nothing is beyond scientific explanation. Every mystery in this world, no matter how bizarre it seems, will eventually be illuminated by the light of knowledge. Our Earth still has many mysterious lands and seas waiting for the younger generation to explore. Never stop being curious, and never stop questioning the phenomena around you. Who knows, maybe one day, you will be the one to turn the page on some great mystery of this planet. Today's adventure to decode the Devil's Triangle closes here with a sigh of relief. We no longer need to fear mystical curses when boarding ships across the ocean. Just pack your bags with confidence, marvel at the majesty of the sea, and enjoy your journey. Thank you for traveling with me through these stormy waters and sharp scientific twists. Remember, the truth is always much more interesting than rumors. If you love these chaotic and educational history and science explorations, keep supporting our journey. Your curiosity is the greatest motivation for us to head toward new horizons of knowledge. Now, it is time to return to reality and prepare for our next voyage. What mystery do you want us to dissect in the next episode? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Will it be the secrets of the tomb of Qin Shi Huang with its legendary rivers of mercury? Or perhaps an expedition to find the lost golden city of El Dorado deep in the dangerous Amazon rainforest? It all depends on your choice and passion for discovery. Always keep a cool head and a passionate heart when facing any sensational stories in the world. Do not let baseless rumors shake your faith in science and objective truth. Science isn't dry. It just waits for passionate storytellers to turn it into thrilling adventures. And our younger generation is the one to carry this torch of knowledge to light up the dark corners of history. I wish you all to keep this brave explorer's spirit on every path of your life. See you in our next thrilling adventures of world history and science. For now, goodbye, and have a wonderful day filled with the energy of discovery. Don't forget to share this story with your friends to debunk those silly conspiracy theories together. Spreading knowledge makes our world a clearer and more civilized place. Let's build a smart, fun community of history and science lovers. Each share of yours is a brick building this sturdy house of knowledge. Let's say goodbye to the windy, sunny waters of Bermuda and return to our daily routines. I hope today's story has brought you hearty laughs and useful knowledge. The ocean still ripples, the sky is still blue, and mysteries are still calling us forward. Be ready for the next spectacular twists in our journey. There is no limit to human understanding when we never stop learning. Once again, sincere thanks for the wonderful company of all you young explorers. May your steps of discovery always be steady and harvest brilliant successes. Live colorfully like the buckwheat flowers on limestone rocks, and stand strong against all of life's storms. Goodbye, Bermuda, and see you at the next promised lands of this beautiful planet. Peace out, my brave adventurers.